For over a decade, they kept it quiet, smiled through headlines, walked through palace gates with grace, never revealing what they truly knew. But now, they are done staying silent. Carole Middleton and her daughter Kate have finally spoken, and what they've revealed could shatter everything we thought we knew about the royal family. "There are things the public was never told," Carole reportedly whispered to a close friend. What was it? A hidden plan? A royal promise? Or something even deeper? Something the late Queen Elizabeth entrusted only to them? This isn't just about crowns and castles. This is about a mother and daughter who stood in the shadows, watched, waited, and quietly shaped the future of the monarchy from behind the scenes. And now, the truth is out. Why did Queen Elizabeth single Kate out? What role did Carole really play in securing her daughter's rise? And could this secret confession finally explain the silent rift between Kate and Camilla? The answers are here, and they may just change everything. Because once a secret is spoken, it can't be taken back. The secret that shook Balmoral. It was supposed to be just another quiet morning at Balmoral Castle. The royal family gathered, expecting tradition, tea, and polite conversation. But what unfolded that day would leave the monarchy reeling. All because of one letter, sealed, royal, and straight from Queen Elizabeth herself. Kate Middleton, calm but curious, was handed the envelope. In front of everyone, Charles, Camilla, Anne, she carefully opened it. The room fell silent. And then, everything changed. As Kate's eyes scanned the handwritten words, Camilla's face told a story of its own. Her hands trembled. Her usual composure cracked. Pale and tense, she watched every movement, every word Kate read. What could possibly be in that letter to shake the Queen Consort herself? Whispers filled the room as Kate finally looked up. No one dared speak first. The letter wasn't just personal. It was a message meant for this moment. A message from a queen who knew the future of the monarchy would depend on timing and trust. What did Queen Elizabeth leave behind? And why was Kate, of all people, the one holding this royal secret? Catherine, when the time comes, you will know what to do. That's what the letter said. A simple sentence, but loaded with meaning. But that was only the beginning. Because when one letter surfaces, more are bound to follow. What if Queen Elizabeth had written not just one, but a series of messages, hidden away until the perfect moment? As the royal family scrambled for answers, more secrets were about to come to light. And Kate was at the center of it all. The Queen's letters, hidden messages revealed. Days after the Balmoral shock, palace aides discovered something no one expected. An entire collection of Queen Elizabeth's private letters. All handwritten, all addressed to one person, Kate Middleton. In one striking note, the Queen wrote, "Catherine, you are the future Queen Consort. Clear, direct. No room for doubt." There were instructions too, personal advice, royal guidance, and even warnings. Each letter showed how much trust the late Queen had placed in Kate, not just as William's wife, but as a leader in waiting. Why had these letters been hidden for so long? And who knew about them? Some say only a select few were aware. Princess Anne reportedly confided, "Mother always saw Catherine as the steady hand the crown would need." A quiet endorsement, now louder than ever. For Camilla, this revelation was more than unsettling. These weren't just affectionate notes. They hinted at a plan where Kate wasn't just part of the royal family, but central to its future. Why did Queen Elizabeth bypass tradition? And what did she see in Kate that made her pen these powerful words? As the letters spread through palace walls, one question echoed louder than the rest. What did this mean for Camilla? She entered Balmoral as queen consort, confident in her role. But now, with the queen's words casting shadows over her crown, doubt began to grow. And then came a revelation from Princess Anne that no one saw coming. Camilla's crown in question. Camilla walked into that royal meeting wearing the title of Queen Consort. Head held high, every inch the royal figure she'd become. But beneath the surface, uncertainty brewed. Because Queen Elizabeth's letters suggested something no one dared say out loud, was Camilla's reign only ever meant to be temporary? It was Princess Anne who finally broke the silence. In a calm but firm voice, she revealed a private conversation she once had with the late Queen. Mother believed Catherine had the temperament and public trust the monarchy would need in difficult times, Anne shared. That statement hit harder than any official decree. Camilla's expression shifted. The weight of the crown suddenly felt heavier. After years of building her place within the royal family, was it possible that Queen Elizabeth had always intended for Kate to rise beyond her? The letters, Anne's words, and the growing public admiration for Kate painted a clear picture. Camilla wasn't just sharing the stage. She might be holding a place until Kate was ready. Was Camilla ever truly destined to wear the crown? Or was she simply part of a royal transition the Queen had orchestrated from behind the scenes? The future belongs to those who can carry both tradition and change, one letter read, and it was clear who Queen Elizabeth believed that person was. Carole Middleton, the unsung architect. While the world watched Kate Middleton's graceful rise into royalty, few noticed the steady force behind her. Carole Middleton. More than just a mother, Carole was Kate's quiet anchor, guiding her daughter through storms the palace never prepared for. From humble beginnings as a self-made businesswoman, Carole knew how to navigate challenges. But nothing compared to the royal spotlight. When Kate faced media harassment, royal protocol pressures, and even health crises during her pregnancies, Carole was there. Not as a spectator, but as a strategist. Behind closed doors, it was Carole who offered the kind of support Buckingham Palace often failed to provide. Sources close to the family whispered that Carole became the advisor Kate truly trusted when things got tough. During Kate's battle with hyperemesis gravidarum, a severe pregnancy illness, the palace stayed silent. But Carole stepped in, shielding her daughter from the relentless public gaze and ensuring stability for William and Kate's growing family. Some say Carole's influence went further than anyone realized. Not in politics, but in shaping Kate's resilience, discretion, and sense of duty. The very traits Queen Elizabeth admired. Did Carole Middleton quietly prepare her daughter for a role even grander than Duchess? And was the Queen's faith in Kate partly due to recognizing the strength passed down from mother to daughter? As whispers of Carole's behind-the-scenes role grew louder, so did another narrative, the quiet rivalry simmering within palace walls. Polite smiles can only hide so much. With Queen Elizabeth's letters favoring Kate and Carole's steady influence, Camilla found herself facing more than just tradition. It was personal now. 2 women, 2 paths to the crown, and only one future queen. The royal rivalry, Camilla versus Kate. In public, they stood side by side, smiling, waving, every gesture perfectly polished. But behind those royal doors, a different story unfolded. For years, tension brewed between Camilla, the traditionalist queen consort, and Kate, the people's duchess turned future monarch-in-waiting. It wasn't open conflict, no raised voices or dramatic confrontations. This was a rivalry built on subtle moves and quiet power plays, like when Queen Elizabeth chose to lend her iconic jewelry to Kate, not Camilla. A message wrapped in diamonds, seen by millions but understood by few. Camilla represented the old guard, steeped in formality, protocol, and preserving royal distance. Kate, on the other hand, was modern, relatable, and beloved by the public. Every charity visit, every candid photo with her children made her connection with the people stronger. Kate doesn't just follow tradition, she redefines it, one royal insider noted. Over time, these small moments added up. Camilla may have worn the crown, but Kate was winning hearts. And as Queen Elizabeth's letters revealed, perhaps even destined for more. Was this rivalry inevitable? Or did the Queen herself spark it by choosing Kate as her silent successor? In a monarchy where legacy is everything, the battle wasn't fought with words. It was fought with influence, appearances, and the quiet weight of royal favor. But behind every rivalry lies a deeper story, a reason why one woman was chosen over another. As the dust settled, it became clear that Kate's rise wasn't accidental. It was carefully guided by Queen Elizabeth herself. Private talks, shared memories at Balmoral, and letters filled with wisdom. The Queen had made her choice long before anyone realized. Kate's rise, the Queen's chosen one. Long before the public saw Kate as a future queen, Elizabeth II did. The late monarch wasn't just watching Kate from afar, she was mentoring her, quietly and deliberately. During visits to Balmoral, away from the flashing cameras and royal protocols, the Queen and Kate shared private moments. Walks through the gardens, afternoon teas, and conversations that would shape the future of the monarchy. It was during these moments that Queen Elizabeth broke from tradition. She allowed Kate freedoms no royal bride before her had received. Why? Because she saw something different in her. A balance of grace, resilience, and a deep understanding of duty. The letters told the full story. Across years, the Queen wrote to Kate, guiding her through pregnancies, public life, and even preparing her for the pressures of monarchy. Remember, Catherine, strength isn't in silence. It's in knowing when to speak, read one of the notes. This was more than mentorship. It was a passing of the torch. Quietly sealed in ink, hidden from the public eye, but powerful enough to reshape the royal future. While Camilla held the official title, it was Kate who held the Queen's trust. And with every letter, every Balmoral memory, that trust turned into a legacy. Was Kate always destined to be more than just the Duchess of Cambridge? Queen Elizabeth seemed to think so. The Balmoral Summit, where everything changed. The royal family gathered at Balmoral expecting tradition, formalities, family talk, and quiet respect for the past. But what they got was something no one could have predicted, a revolution disguised as a meeting. It was Kate who held the final letter, the last message Queen Elizabeth had written before her passing. With calm determination, she read it aloud. The words echoed through the grand room, shaking centuries of royal protocol. Your strength comes from being true to yourself. That was the Queen's closing message, simple but powerful enough to draw a clear line between the past and the future. Tension filled the air. Charles looked down, Camilla's jaw tightened, and even seasoned royals like Anne and Edward exchanged uneasy glances. This wasn't just a heartfelt note. It was a directive, a quiet command to embrace change, led by Kate. There was no coronation, no grand announcement, but everyone in that room knew. The guard had changed. The Queen hadn't just passed on wisdom, she had passed on purpose. From that day, Balmoral wasn't remembered for tradition. It became the place where the monarchy's future was rewritten. As the royal cars departed Balmoral, one thing was clear. Kate wasn't just surviving the royal world, she was shaping it. But through it all, one figure stood firmly by her side: Prince William. Silent during the summit, but always supportive. What role did he play in this quiet revolution? And how did their bond grow stronger through crisis? William and Kate, partners in destiny. When the pressure mounted and royal tensions peaked, Prince William didn't need to speak. His loyalty was written in his actions. While others debated titles and tradition, William stood beside Kate, proving that their partnership was more than ceremonial. It was unbreakable. Behind palace doors, the couple faced challenges few could imagine. Kate's health battles, relentless media scrutiny, and now, the weight of Queen Elizabeth's secret plan. Through it all, William was her anchor. "We face this together," William reportedly told close friends during Kate's illness. Unlike the distant royal marriages of the past, theirs was built on shared responsibility, whether it was raising their children or navigating royal duties. While Charles grew up in a world of rigid roles, William and Kate redefined what a royal couple could be. Parenting wasn't left to nannies, and royal appearances weren't just photo ops. They were joint missions. This wasn't just love, it was teamwork. And in a monarchy known for isolating its women, Kate had something rare: a true partner. Their bond didn't just help them survive the Balmoral shock. It set a new standard for what royalty could look like in the modern age. But behind every strong partnership lies preparation. Kate's grace under pressure wasn't luck. It was years in the making. Before the public saw her as the poised Duchess, she spent a decade learning, adapting, and quietly preparing for a role bigger than anyone imagined. Let's step back and uncover Kate's hidden royal training. 10 years spent mastering life in the shadows. Kate's royal training, 10 years in the shadows. Before she became the picture of royal elegance, Kate Middleton was known by a very different name: Weighty Katie. The media mocked her for waiting on Prince William's proposal. But what they didn't see was that Kate wasn't waiting. She was preparing. For nearly a decade, Kate lived in a delicate balance, girlfriend to the future king, but with no official status. Every move watched, every outfit analyzed. But instead of crumbling under pressure, she turned it into silent training. Behind the scenes, Kate received private briefings on royal protocol. She studied the art of diplomacy, learned how to navigate the press, and mastered the subtle power plays within the palace. She understood that being. Royal wasn't about the title, it was about endurance, a royal aide once said. While juggling jobs in fashion and handling paparazzi, Kate absorbed the unwritten rules of monarchy, far away from public recognition. So when the engagement finally came, she wasn't stepping into the unknown. She was stepping into a role she'd already been rehearsing for years. Kate didn't stumble into royalty. She walked in ready, armed with patience, intelligence, and a decade of preparation no one gave her credit for. But even the best training couldn't prepare Kate for the personal battles ahead. Her royal journey wasn't just shaped by tradition and duty. It was tested by motherhood, illness, and public scrutiny. How did Kate balance being a mother and a royal under such intense pressure? The answer lies in the struggles that nearly broke her, but ultimately made her stronger. Motherhood and monarchy, the balancing act. For most women, pregnancy is a private journey, but for Kate Middleton, it was a global headline and a medical nightmare. Battling hyperemesis gravidarum during all 3 pregnancies, Kate faced severe illness while the world watched, expecting her to smile through it. Behind palace walls, support was limited. That's when Carole Middleton once again stepped in, providing care, comfort, and stability when the royal institution remained distant. Family first. That's what kept her going, insiders revealed. The media, relentless as ever, hounded her with flashing cameras even on her worst days. Yet, every time Kate appeared in public, she carried herself with grace, never letting the world see the toll it took. But these struggles didn't weaken her. They defined her mission. After experiencing firsthand the challenges of pregnancy and mental health, Kate became a vocal advocate for maternal care and emotional well-being. Her work wasn't just charity. It was personal. She knew what it meant to feel vulnerable under pressure, and she used that experience to connect with mothers across the country. Kate's greatest balancing act wasn't between tiaras and titles. It was between being a mother and a modern royal who refused to stay silent about issues that mattered. Kate's personal battles sparked something deeper, a quiet revolution within the royal family. While others clung to outdated traditions, Kate began reshaping what royalty could mean in today's world. Social media, hands-on charity, emotional intelligence. She wasn't just following rules, she was rewriting them. But could this subtle rebellion survive within the walls of the world's oldest monarchy? Revolution within the crown. In a palace built on centuries of formality, Kate Middleton did the unthinkable. She brought humanity to the crown. While Camilla and others held tight to protocol, Kate reached out directly to the people. No grand speeches from gilded balconies. Instead, casual videos from her home, heartfelt conversations at charity events, and social media posts that felt real, not staged. "It's okay to not be okay," Kate once said during a mental health campaign. A simple phrase, but revolutionary coming from a royal. Her focus wasn't on royal pageantry. It was on children's well-being, mental health, and emotional intelligence. Issues that were once considered too personal for the monarchy to touch. This wasn't loud rebellion. It was quiet transformation. Every casual interaction, every modern approach chipped away at the walls separating royals from the people. While some within the palace viewed her methods as too informal, the public embraced her authenticity. Kate wasn't breaking the crown. She was making it relevant again. In a world where tradition can feel outdated, Kate proved that royalty isn't about distance, it's about connection. And with Queen Elizabeth's blessing sealed in those letters, it was clear this wasn't just a phase, it was the future of the monarchy. The power of the Middletons. For years, the Middletons were dismissed by royal insiders as mere commoners. A family from Berkshire with no titles, no aristocratic bloodlines, just middle-class values and a party supply business. But quietly, without fanfare, they became one of the most influential forces within the monarchy. Carole and Michael Middleton raised their children with resilience, discretion, and an understanding of hard work, qualities that the royal family, wrapped in privilege, often overlooked. Yet, those very traits are what made Kate the woman Queen Elizabeth trusted with the future of the crown. The Middletons brought something the palace couldn't manufacture. Real-world grounding, noted one royal commentator. While the Windsors held onto tradition, the Middletons offered stability, modern thinking, and a sense of normalcy. Carole wasn't just a mother-in-law to a future king. She became Kate's most trusted advisor when palace walls felt cold. And it wasn't just Kate. Pippa and James Middleton also carried the same quiet confidence, showing that influence doesn't always come with a title. Queen Elizabeth saw it before anyone else. The monarchy couldn't survive on heritage alone. It needed fresh roots. The Middletons represented a shift, from inherited privilege to earned respect. Now, with Kate at the center of royal power, the family once seen as outsiders stands firmly at the heart of the monarchy. Did Queen Elizabeth plan this all along? Or did the Middletons' strength naturally rise when the crown needed it most? Either way, the message is clear. The future of royalty isn't just blue blood. It's built on values that resonate far beyond palace gates. With the Middletons' quiet power rising and Queen Elizabeth's letters setting the stage, the monarchy stands at a crossroads. Will King Charles defend tradition, or will he accept the late Queen's vision for a modern crown? And what of Camilla? Can she hold her place? The battle lines are drawn, but one question remains. What happens next? What happens next? The royal chessboard has been set. Queen Elizabeth's hidden letters have changed everything, placing Kate not just in the royal spotlight, but at the center of a legacy shift. Now, all eyes turn to King Charles. Will he challenge his mother's quiet plan? Or will he recognize that the future belongs to a monarchy redefined by Kate's modern touch? Camilla, once confident in her role as queen consort, now faces uncertainty. The Queen's letters didn't just favor Kate. They cast doubt over how long Camilla's crown would truly last. The crown isn't just worn, it's carried, Queen Elizabeth once said. And it's clear she believed Kate was the one strong enough to carry it into a new era. But Kate's rise isn't without its challenges. With growing influence comes greater scrutiny. Every step she takes will be watched, every decision questioned. Can she navigate this power with the same grace and resilience that brought her here? One thing is certain, the monarchy is no longer just about ceremony and tradition. It has become a quiet battlefield of influence, legacy, and change. As Kate steps forward, supported by William and the strength of her Middleton roots, the world watches a new kind of queen emerge. Not crowned by ceremony, but chosen by trust, duty, and the people's admiration. After years of silence, carefully composed smiles, and walking the royal tightrope, Kate and Carole Middleton have done the unthinkable. They've confessed the truth, not in a flashy press release, not through official palace channels, but in quiet, deliberate conversations that have now leaked to the world. The Queen trusted us, Carole is said to have told someone close to the family. She knew Catherine was ready. She just needed time. This wasn't manipulation. This wasn't ambition. This was preparation. Long, steady, and guided by a legacy deeper than titles or tabloid headlines. The Queen's letters, the Balmoral summit, the subtle signs that Kate was always meant for more. It wasn't chance. It wasn't coincidence. It was a hidden plan unfolding in plain sight. And now, with Kate's quiet rise and Carole's unwavering support revealed, the monarchy stands at a turning point. Camilla may still wear the crown, but is her reign already over in spirit? Has the Queen's true successor already stepped into place? More importantly, what happens next? Will King Charles resist this shift? Or will he honor his mother's silent final wish? Because now that the truth is out, the palace can't pretend it's business as usual. Carole and Kate held this secret for years, but not anymore. The crown may still rest on Camilla's head, but the people? They've already chosen their queen. Stay tuned, because this royal story is far from over.